have your own back when, you know, in case the stuff hit the fan, you know where you stand.
I understand.
And relying on somebody else, you know.
Right. So basically what you're saying is that what I'm picking up on is like you have to have a game plan.
Right, more or less. In just about every situation, yes. You can't rely on other people to always, you know, help you all the time. You basically, a lot of people, you know, like might play games and running games and whatnot, and then when something happens, they just fall through because
they jet is what you're saying. They jet out real quick.
And they where you at.
Right. And where you at is where you really not supposed to be if you're worried because you're in your emotions when you really shouldn't be at that time.
Right.
Because it's just too early. Is that what you am I getting that right?
Well, yeah, more or less. That's the same
My compass works fine.
that's the same thing I'm trying to say.
Right, right.
And, me myself, that's what I try to do. I don't put my burdens on, you know.
Right, right.
Even though people tell you to, you know, you
right.
can talk to me, you can do this here, you can do that. But I just don't trust people.
Well, that's, you know what, that's part of loving yourself. And that's part of saying to the Most High God that you do love yourself to Him. It's not about, you know, praising God because there's no reason to praise Him because He already has self, like how He's trying to tell us to be. He's already self-secured within Himself that He don't need to be praised. All He need to know is that if you have love like how He has love for you by loving who you are, which is His creation. Does that make sense, or am I a little off here?
More or less, yes, but I think God is an all-powerful being, and He do. It's my opinion. I think that He do want us to praise Him because in certain scriptures the Bible says God is a jealous God. He don't want nothing or anybody to come before Him. And He's just, God is just not a person like us. You know?
Right. He's spirit.
Yeah, he's something. He's in everything.
Right.
He created it all.
Everything, not just some things.
Right,
let me get this straight to you people that are listening. Get that. Rewind is everything.
Everything.
Not just some things, is everything.
Everything. He is everything because He created
He created everything.
So, He want, and I think He's just an awesome God to where we're so insignificant to where He's like, I didn't really have to create y'all.
Exactly. He really didn't have to.
No. So I do think that he does want us to give Him praise and honor and all that kind of stuff.
But I believe that too. But I believe I understand what you say, and I believe and I understand exactly what you're saying. But I feel like you are praising and honoring Him by loving who you are. The creation that He created. I think that's giving Him praise to me. I don't feel like you have to go through all this ritual stuff and like, oh, thank you. Oh, I feel like He don't need all that because He already has all that. He's a confident. He's a confident spirit of all, you know, he's confident, and He wants us to be that way as well. So instead of praising Him, I feel as though He wants you to show Him. Action always speaks louder than words. You can praise all you want to, but not mean none of it what you're saying, because you don't even really love yourself at all. So how can you praise? He don't want you to be that type of person.
He tells us to do it wholeheartedly.
Wholeheartedly.
Now that's what I'm saying. If you're gonna just do it half-heartedly, no, you ain't no sense. You don't.
There's no sense in even going there yet, because you're not even you're not ready.
No, you're not even pouring yourself out to him. You just doing something just to be doing.
Just to be doing it and feeling as though that's going to get you over.
Right, and if you're not gonna do it wholeheartedly, then don't do it at all.
Don't do it at all. Just leave it alone until your time. Until your time and you feel like you ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But when you do it wholeheartedly, you're gonna feel like doing it. You're gonna want to praise.
Yes,
so,
yes. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I understand where you coming from when you say what you're saying.
It's basically the same.
It's the same thing. But
thing.
It's just that if you're gonna do it wholeheartedly.
That's all I'm basically saying, really. Out. And wholeheartedly means that you have to wholeheartedly love who you are.
Right.
From knowing where you come from and actually knowing where you going when you go. That's we're saying the same thing, but in two different kind of ways, but it's basically the same thing. That's where the praise come in at.
I was reunited with my father.
Oh, you're welcome then.
Okay, for like a lot of the ladies out there, I have a lot of questions like this, Cousin Junior, is I have a lot of questions like, this is the main questions that I get a lot. When is he coming back? When is this person coming back? Because I'm waiting. When is this person, that's for right now, I'm just going to put that out there, like, and this is a man's point of view, you people out there who are viewing. Okay, then they've been through things as well. I'm not talking to somebody that's just going to talk out of their head. They're talking from experience. Now, I'm going to give you ladies a point of view from a man who has been through things. And the question that I always get a lot on my personal readings and in emails and things like that: when is this person coming back? So either it's somebody from the past or somebody that you're hoping and wishing for, and you're at a stalemate, you're not moving forward, you're waiting on this person. Cousin Junior, can you give them some insight on that? You might have to turn that. You might have to turn that down.
To that question is, I had that question when I was a child growing up, and my mother, she came. That's what they was preaching back in the day.
Right, it was a preaching.
The Lord was coming back soon, and all, you know. And I don't disagree with it now, and I didn't disagree with it then. But that's not nothing that we should worry about.
Right.
You know, life goes on, and you only got one life to live, so you got to live that life.
Right. Experiences.
Yeah, right. And when it comes, it comes. My mom told me, you know, that back in the day when I was a child, I was like, because they used to preach, oh, the world's coming to the end and all.
Right. It was a lot of like almost like scare tactics.
Yeah, right. Scare tactics. Yeah, exactly. And my mom came to me and she told me, she says, oh, don't worry about that. I don't know how she knew, but she knew. Don't worry about that. You know, you're going to live to grow up, and you're going to have sons and daughters or whatever.
Right,
and
generational.
Their sons, and I'm at that point now. I got my sons got kids.
Right.
Now my grandkids is getting ready to have kids, so
it's like it's an ever evolving thing when it comes to life and living and experiences. Like,
enjoy your life.
Enjoy your life,
more or less. You know, if you're gonna be spiritual or whatever. I found out, you know, that you know, life is spiritual. The whole experience.
Yeah, really. The whole experience is
yes. Is spiritual. So
it is.
You know, just finding the right path.
Finding the right path. Exactly.
And
woo.
That takes you to where you can enjoy life to the fullest. And you know, I can't.
So what I'm trying to get at too to my viewers, which is this is going to be a YouTube video. Once I'm going to put it in YouTube so my viewers and my subscribers can see this information from a man's point of view, because I have most of them are women. Okay, there is a few men, but there's women too. This thing about waiting on someone that they feel as though should be in their life. That's the main thing I'm getting here. Like, when are they supposed to let go and let God, or just like, you know?
From my experience, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I tried to go and I ain't trying to tell nobody to do what I did.
Right.
I had some experiences with, you know, and I tried to wait or whatever. Then
right.
Then sometimes your own lifestyle, you know, the person that you are and the person that you might come along. Mm-hmm. And it might not be so godly, you know what I mean?
Right, exactly. I can understand that.
It's almost like something is almost too good to be true.
Right, yeah, that's right.
But you have to be sure that this is not
an illusion.
An illusion or the perfect guy that's crazy. You know, you gotta put in the work to find out how this person is. Sometimes it's just you. You know,
exactly.
You can't like somebody told me, oh, you need to wait on. No, well, what I see now from what I expect, this person is a perfect match for me.
Right.
Maybe not perfect, but
close as it can.
Right, that you can
feel comfortable and balanced.
Right. Yeah. Sometimes you got to make that decision on your own. Mm-hmm. You know, just because I think you should sometimes if a good thing come along, and you should follow up on that. Don't let it, because you might pass up something that might have been the one, you know, your perfect mate or whatever, but you passed it up because you was waiting on the Lord, you know. You see what I'm saying? But you as a human,
mm-hmm.
God give us brains too now.
Right. You have to use your mind over.
You know, it's something inside of us that some people, if you ain't too anxious just to have a man or whatever, or
right,
woman,
that's exactly what I'm trying to get at here.
That will guide you.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not nothing so complicated. It's a process. Right,
it's a process.
It's a process.
It's definitely a process.
You just don't rush head over heels just because somebody look good or
right,
whatever.
Exactly.
You go through this process, and when if it starts to go to the left, then you know to let it alone.
Exactly. You gotta sometimes you got to release and let go.
Yeah.
And not put your life on hold if they're not putting their life on hold, because we already talked about some sort of equalism or balance.
Right. Yeah.
We already talked about that, and that should be in the picture. Mm-hmm. And sometimes if somebody is not in the picture, there's no reason to wait. You're wasting time and energy. If I'm not, I hope I'm not being too harsh when I say that, because I think that's what you just said, really, basically in a very delicate way.
Yeah.
Like, don't waste your time on something that's not wasting their time on you.
Yeah, more or less that is the perfect scenario. Don't, you can see where life, a person, you meet somebody and he been working here for, I don't know, umpteen years or whatever. You might have got to know him when he was married or something like that there. But his marriage is messed up, and he was just a nice guy.
Right.
You can try to kind of, and he doesn't start. He might like you.
Right.
And you can't. If this guy was a dog or whatever they want to call him, then to leave that girl alone.
Right.
But if this guy here is sincere and honest and whatnot, but his life just ain't on track like how he wanted to be, and yours not on track like how you want to be.
Right.
I mean, you don't push that away because
that's great.
It's not like
that's
you didn't
great.
know him.
Right.
You knew him all the time. You know what I mean? And that might just be what you need right there.
Right. Now, they're the magic words right there, too. That's exactly what I was feeling and kind of like really gravitating for a lot of you women out there who are in this waiting stage or thinking stage of like, is this the right way I'm going? Or, is this what I should, invest in? Now, another question I always get a lot from my clients and also people that ask me questions in emails is this. About somebody that they met that has been imprisoned. They're kind of wondering if they shouldn't hold that against them, or if they should just give that a try. Would it be worth their time with someone who has been incarcerated?
I can't really speak to that because how I wouldn't want to mislead somebody,
right?
Because, like I said, I mean everybody ain't bad.
Right.
All men ain't bad, and all women
whether they're
ain't
incarcerated or not.
And sometimes you never know. It's this situation that
or if they have a past of being
that they're caught up in. You never know that they might have been at the wrong place
at the wrong time
or something like that.
Or somebody could have set them up.
Right. Or you just can't make everybody.
You can't really be judgmental.
Right. We can't be judgmental. I think you have to use the same principles that we was just talking about.
Mind over matter.
Yeah. We have to learn, see what this person
observe.
Right. And look at them as an individual, not always holding, trying to see you should try to find out where this person's principles and morals are.
Right.
Then you can really kind of feel them out.
Right.
And but it's just like we just got finished saying. It's like you gotta give them a chance.
Right.
To prove
don't
yourself.
Totally just. Right. There's no judgment.
Yeah, right. Don't
basically at all.
They came from prison or whatever, because everybody makes mistakes and everybody deserves a second chance.
Right.
So,
right.
That's how I would be. Me myself, I know I'd be kind of leery. Everybody.
Exactly. Who wouldn't be? Right.
And
are they going to tell me the truth?
Yeah. Right.
Should I investigate further? Is this going to be worth my time?
Yeah.
Because they seem to be like they okay. I may have met the family and they may have seemed to be okay, but is there any deceit behind this? Is this, this is what I get from a lot of people. Is there, are they hiding something?
Mm-hmm.
Is there something that they want from me to progress, and maybe they can progress through me, but leave me hanging in the midst of it all? You understand what I'm trying to say?
That's okay. that's a numbers thing, and I'm gonna tell you more or less. I'm gonna leave it at 75% of them. That's where you.
I believe so too. I think 75% of them is in that bracket.
Other 25%, you know, they probably on the up and up. You know what I mean? But you got to, just like I said, you just can't let your head rule your thoughts all the time. You gotta. It's like we just got been saying. It's a process. Don't rush into things, because most time people they can't hold that fakery, but
that fakery. Yeah. It's like the song that the Whispers put out, like Feel the Raw, like get to know. You know, you got to find out. You just can't sit there and say, okay, and listen to everything that they say and put that to heart.
Right.
You can listen to it. That's no problem. But, you know, it's all about the experience of this person. If, you know, are they living what they saying to you? You have to put those two together, like you're saying. I believe that's what you're saying.
I just, like most people, they rush. They let their hearts
overgovern their head of thinking, their thinking process, when everything started from a thought process anyway. Because if it wasn't, you or I or anybody else wouldn't be here if it wasn't a thought first. It couldn't have been an emotional thing.
You can't always follow your emotions all the time.
Right.
Just, you know.
Right.
That's just not a good rule to follow your emotions. Because,
exactly.
You know, it gets you in trouble.
For sure.
So,
for sure.
I'll leave it like that. A lot of times in hard situations, we got to think a thing through and just not rush into because because we feel a certain way or whatever.
Right.
You just can't let your heart rule your mind all the time.
That all made that really answered a question, I believe, for a lot of people, you know, like I said, that I talked to and everything in a man's point of view, because I believe that women needs to understand a man. And like I can tell you all who are viewing that this is a person here that has been through hard knocks and experiences and things like that. So what I'm showing you is real. This is not nothing made up, and they're not coming out of their head. They're talking about their experiences personally itself. So, and they're taking that experiences, and I'm recording this so you can hear it and learn from it. You know, from a man's point of view, even if there's some men out there watching, maybe, you know, here's a man here who's been through some things and able to enlighten you and enlighten your life. This is what my channel is all about. And this is my family as well. And I'm not trying to boast or brag or anything like that, but I know this man has common sense, and I know what he's been through. You know, he's my family. I've seen what he's been through. So, and I thank him for actually answering these questions, because it's very important, and we all need to have some type of some guidance. Even if you don't have family members yourself, we all here to learn from one another. Everybody has something to give to somebody.
Everybody has a different spin on life.
A different spin on life, right?
You know,
right.
You know, if you hear something that you feel comfortable with, and you know, that's just something you can build on.
Something you can build on, long as it's not hurting you,
right?
And long as you're not hurting nobody else,
harming anybody,
right? Nobody's harming anybody, and that's the main key that you have to, like you said, in your thought process. Long as nobody's out to hurt you, and you not out to hurt nobody, because you have to protect yourself. Basically, in the beginning, like you said, there's no rush. What is the big rush? There's no need to be a big rush at all. And like you said earlier, too, it all begins with yourself. How do you feel about yourself?
Yeah.
You know, what do you feel like you deserve, and what you feel like you don't deserve? Because there is two processes. There's yin and yang, so above, so below, if that makes sense of what I'm saying. So we have to take those two entities and put them together, because if it's separated, we can't work. It can't work, because either you're working mostly on your emotions or you're working too much in your head, which is light and dark. So you have to take those two entities and put them together and work with them together, if that makes any kind of sense.
You just really saying like be well balanced.
Balance. That's what we talked about earlier.
Everything.
And just about everything. And everything.
Or else it ain't gonna work out too good for you.
Right. What are you gonna be doing? You're gonna be running in circles. And you're also gonna be less what I'm trying to say, less confident, less or feeling like you're less deserving, like feeling like you done something wrong in a situation that it may not even have nothing to do with you personally, but you're taking it personally because you're detaching yourself from who you really are. You're detaching the yin and the yang, the light and the dark. You know, so above, so below. You can't detach those two. Those two entities have to come together as one in order to make a clear, sound decision about certain things, because you're going to need to use the light, and you're going to need to use the dark too, to bring these two entities together, to figure out what's really going on. So it's like mind and emotion. That's how I say light and dark is your mind and your emotions. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yep, that's about the size of it.
Okay, you all, we're going to end that with, I think we got a lot of information in a short period of time. And thank you, cousin, for, participating in this. And I appreciate your words of wisdom, because we all need each other here. We living in a time right now to where things are being shaken up. You know what I'm saying? It's like, come to reality about some things, like face reality about some things. Get out of the illusion and face the truth, regardless if it's within yourself or within another person. And that's going to make your life a whole lot better. I ain't, it ain't no bells and whistles and all that kind of stuff, because there's always challenges. But are you up for the challenge? Are you up for the truth? Are you up to, because that's what's going to make you happier, is what I'm saying. And I ain't saying everything going to be perfect, peaches and roses, but that's what's going to start the process of your happiness and your purpose for being here in the first place. That's all I have to say. Is there anything you have to say in closing?
I just say, don't let life get the best of you. Don't get in over your head, because I feel like if you allow life to get the best of you and get in over your head.
Right.
And when your time, you don't fulfill your time in life. Right. You have to have peace of mind, or
Oh, for sure.
Don't know a whole lot of regrets.
Right.
Try to live life without a whole lot of regrets.
That's right.
When life is all
understanding experiences, that you do have to experience things, and sometimes it may be a harsh experience, and sometimes it may not be, but you got to open yourself up to it.
Don't let it get the best.
And don't let it get the best of you.
Yeah, then you won't. It's sad to talk about death, but
well, not really. It isn't.
Well, for a lot of people, it is. It's when you come down to death and you have a whole lot of regrets. To me, that makes for a terrible, terrible end.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because you're all screwed up in the head.
Right.
But like I said, try to live life just like you said a few minutes ago. Truth. Try to live life true. The best of your.
And that's all you can do.
That's all you can do.
That's all you can do.
Don't try to hide behind a whole bunch of lies.
Exactly.
Like that,
exactly. Don't fake it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because
it's gonna bite you in the butt in the end.
Exactly. Exactly. And that's an experience that we want to try. That's why I'm doing this video, basically, because you know, there's people out there and they have questions, and this is experience stuff right here. This is not no fake anything. Maybe this can help. If it just only help one person, that's good too. Because maybe it's somebody out there that needs to hear. People really do want to hear the truth. They're not out there wanting no fantasy. Maybe at one point in time, a lot of people did, because we were raised in some kind of fantasy type world. So a lot of people are still in a fantasy, but now it's coming to a point where people are opening up, and they seeing the truth. So they want the truth. You know, basically they want the truth. So that's what I'm here for, and that's what I'm doing this for. And for my channel, and for people that are seeking the truth. You've heard it. I don't know what else to say. And we will come back with another video on another topic. All you have to do is email me and let me know if there's any other questions that you would like to have, or have my cousin here. His name is Edward Thomas Jr. He's my first cousin. And if you have any questions for him, just email me and I will ask him. And then once I ask him, I will relay that message back to you. I don't feel like there's nothing else to say, unless, like I said, you have any other questions. Then I can maybe do another video with my cousin when I get with him, and we can just discuss that, you know, in detail too. So in closing, thank you all for viewing. Thank you, cousin, for your advice, your good advice, your sound advice, your spiritual advice, because that's how I can feel it. And I know some of you out there can feel it as well. And we'll be back with some more, you know, information for you guys. And thank you for watching. Thank you, Junior. All y'all have a good holiday and be safe. Bye-bye now. Say bye.
Bye.